Right, it's early morning, 7:20, and just out for a walk with Goku off leash in Sutton Park. Hello, Goku. Right, so now I know he's well trained, I can just walk confidently and he will catch up. So all I have to do is put it on selfie mode and look behind me, and we'll see that he should be somewhere in the distance behind me, I think. And there he is, trotting away. So he never stays more than maybe 20-30 metres away, and if I call him, then he'll normally come straight away. If he doesn't come straight away, then usually if I clap my hands twice, that'll be enough to snap him out of whatever hypnosis he's in and then come running. But the key is to make sure he knows that I'm not anxious about him walking around and exploring, because while he's doing that, I'm confidently being the alpha and taking the lead. So I continue to walk, and eventually he'll look up and realise that I'm not stopping to wait for him, and he's going to have to catch me up if he wants to stay close to me. So he's a very well trained dog, and he's come on a lot since he was first born, but he's been off leash really for the last, really I'd say nearly a month and a half now. So, and he's only 14 weeks, so you know he's been off leash for at least 6 weeks, and he's very comfortable around other dogs now. He will run up to other dogs and play, and he will know which dogs are more of a threat than others, but usually he will bound up. He's still a little bit juvenile, so he'll bound up to other dogs straight away, and the dogs will usually freeze, and the less friendly dogs will bark or have a snap at him. So if I see an unfriendly dog, I instantly put him on leash. There's a squirrel there, look, let's just run up the tree. You've seen Goku coming, he's bound to run up the tree. Who's that? Who's that? So yeah, having a dog's wonderful, because what it does is it allows you to get out, clear your mind, have a walk, and it gives you the incentive to make it part of your routine, not just something that you come out to do with a purpose. Dogs need walking, especially huskies, at least twice a day, and good long walks. I mean, this walk that we're doing with Goku will be about 3 miles this morning, and that's typical for his day. He'll have a 3-mile walk. Day before yesterday, he had a very long walk, which some people say is unadvisable for puppies, but my view is when you've got a husky, they need to get used to walking long distances, because otherwise all that unspent energy will end up inside and they become frustrated and it affects their behaviour. So you need to get them used to good long walks, and as an owner you need to be making sure that you are the one taking them. You shouldn't wait for them to start nipping at you or biting your sofa before you're taking them out for walks. It should be something that you're doing to read your dog, not waiting until the dog starts to display behavioural problems. There you go, you're washing your feet off. He's got used to having his feet washed, because normally he'll do a bit of running in the mud, so he'll jump in the water now and wash his paws. Having white paws isn't the best, but the convenient thing with the stream is it saves me having to shower him off when he goes home, especially a freshwater stream, isn't it, Goku? It's very convenient having an outdoor bath. So yeah, so like I say, you can see he's nice and comfortable, and he'll happily play in the heather and long grass. That's where he's most comfortable. So, and there's this other myth that these dogs are, wolves, and really they're going to defer back to their species being. I watched a very interesting program yesterday on BBC Four about pack animals and the Barbara Woodhouse theory of making your dog disciplined by being the lead and the alpha and dominating your dog basically, and yanking at the chain and all the rest of it. Now, dogs do need discipline and they do need firm and strong leadership, but I do also think that dogs, happiest dogs, like Goku, as you can see here, are best off leash when they can follow you because they want to follow you. A lot of owners, and again, it depends on the temperament of the dog, but lots of owners will be terrified to take their dog off leash for fear of what's going to happen to other dogs. But if you do this kind of thing when they're young and the dog can see that you trust them, then it's just like being a child. If you had a young child, maybe an infant, you'd obviously hold their hand. But as they become, maybe 5 or 6, you don't necessarily have to hold their hand all the time. They can walk beside you and you can trust them to walk alongside you. And as they start to understand that you trust them, they will instinctively follow you. They don't have to be dragged along. And it's the same with dogs, really. I think as long as they know that you trust them to come back to them when you call them. And if they breach that trust and you don't come, then you just put the leash back on, and then they realise that if they're not responding to you calling them, they lose that freedom. So sometimes we'll come for a run and Goku will keep up. I mean, typically the pace of these dogs, they can easily hit sort of 30 kilometres an hour, and I'm no Usain Bolt, so I'm not going to do that. But a gentle jog in the morning is fine for him, and he'll jog along for a while. You've got to bring water, obviously, and then stop in between for a dog to have a little rest. But it's a good fitness regime as well. If you're looking to do jogging, you can have a dog like Goku, who's obviously good at running because he's a husky, and huskies are used to running very long distances. In fact, they've been known to run up to 100 miles plus non-stop, and these dogs are conditioned for running, so that's another good reason why, if you're a jogger, it's good to maybe train your dog to run alongside you. Ooh, you fell over then, didn't you? Right.